Good evening, dear students. How are you? I hope you are fine. I really miss you today. It was against my will and out of my control. Of course, not. This is the first time. I mean, today I am absent. Actually, I'm sorry for that. But I promise that I will compensate you for these lectures. Especially section B and C. And okay, tomorrow we will start with section A. Everything is going to be normally with section A and D as for Monday, and the evening study, of course, for section A and B also. So today we have scene 3. Let's go immediately. So with scene 3, we have those characters whom I told you about. Those are minor characters. So we are as students of English and as readers of literature, we follow the sequence of events throughout the text, which is a sacred for us. So we face those characters again, whom we have met before, and we have an impression towards them, including Sir Toby first and Sir Indro, and we know those are minor characters and fools. At the same time, they are of bad manners. They are doing certain activities. But after all, they are created by William Shakespeare as a writer as for comic relief. Okay, because it's comedy. So we need such figures to relieve the audience from the tension of the tragic scenes. Okay. So first of all, let's go immediately about their life. Sir Indro maybe here can include their lives in these two lines. He said, Indro, what's highlighted in the yellow color, faith. So they say, but I think it rather consists of eating and drinking. So we as readers, we can conclude that their life, those characters' life, is nothing but eating and drinking in addition to sleeping. They just eat, drink and sleep. They have nothing to do but to eat, drink and sleep. And about them. Toby said, thou art a scholar, and we do remember that this is the same, maybe the same line which Marcellus said to Horatio when they invited him to meet the ghost. Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio. But here Shakespeare used it in Twelfth Night again through the tongue of Sir Toby. Thou art a scholar, this is an irony because they are not scholars, they are bad characters. Yes, come scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink Marianne. When I say Marianne, this is another way of telling Marianne, as if he used her name in another way. That Sir Toby is in love. Sometimes he use different names, especially when people use different names for those whom are in love. Oh, okay, this is Mr. Hussein Hakim. He's calling me, but I've cancelled his call. Okay, sorry for that. Don't tell him. Okay, Marianne, I say stoop of wine. Stoop of wine. This is what they are after. Marianne, stoop of wine. Now enter Feast the Fool. This is another character. His name is the Fool, Feast the Fool. Okay, so now, the group, the good group, the whole 20. Okay, Indro, Toby, and the Fool. Okay, so we can congratulate ourselves as readers that we have the circle of fools in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Yes, let us see how did they receive the fool. They say, here comes a fool, Faith. How now, my hearts? So he calls them my hearts. How now, my hearts? Did you never see the picture of we three? We three, those people call themselves we three. Just like this is a good, term to be used. If you have at university just three friends that always you find them as a triangle, always walking together, group of three girls, as friends, or boys as friends. Okay, because we can call them we three. Okay, look for example to Toby's reception of the fool. He said, "Welcome us." Now let us have a catch. So I mean the word us here, of course, in Shakespeare's terminology, means a donkey, a female donkey. So welcome, ya halabil. Okay, it means something like this in Arabic translation, and the donkey, the female donkey. Andrew said what? By my truth, the fool has an excellent press. I had rather, okay, I had rather than 40 shillings. I had such a leg and so sweet a prayer to sing as the fool, okay, has. So in this case, I mean that they said that a part of Shakespeare's comedy is to create songs. Okay, so those two characters like Indro and Toby, they believe that when they meet at night, beside drinking, eating, they need to sing, those characters. So they ask a fool who has a good voice to sing for them. Okay, let's see, I mean, which kind of song. This is Sir Toby giving money to the fool. They said, "We give you money. It's not for free, but we need you to sing for us. Come on, there is a sixpence for you. Let's have a song." Okay, this is, I mean, we paid for you money, and instead you sing for us. Andrew said, also giving money to the fool. Okay, fool said, I mean, the fool accepts to sing. He said, "Would you have a love song or a song of good life? Would you have a love song or a song of good life?" Oh, of course, I mean, this is, "Shall I sing for you about love or good life?" Toby said, "A love song, a love song." So Toby and Indro also, I mean, Toby chose a love song. What about Indro? He said, hey, it means that he agrees to sing not about good life, but about love. I care not for good life. I mean, those characters, they are all in love, and they say, "I care not for good life. I don't care for life. Love is better than life." Okay, let's go ahead. The fool starts to sing. He said, "Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear you true love's coming, that can sing both high and low, trip no further, pretty sweeting, journey's end in lovers meeting, every wise man's son doth know." Okay, so I know that it's written in kind of coupling, because you have, I mean, look to the ending of, I mean, the end of lines, roaming, coming, the same. We have low and no, the same. And we have sweeting and meeting. Okay, especially I like this line when he said, "A trip no further, but it is sweeting, journey's end in lovers meeting." I really like this. Okay, because life is a journey, and we have different directions. But of course, whenever we go, like Shakespeare, when he describes in one of his songs, like a compass, whenever you make a circle or separate it, you will be back again. Okay, this is the true love, of course. So I mean, if we want to interpret the poem, I mean the song in this poetic form, we can say, "Oh, mistress mine," this is what addressing for another character. "Where are you roaming? Where are you going? Where are you roaming?" Because of course, people will not stay always, I mean, all the time together. So they roam. Of course, they have certain activities, social activities, okay, or academic, or hobbies. Okay, so where are you roaming? "Oh, stay on here. Just I wanted to stay." The act of staying is also, there is an image of staying. Not all people stay. Okay, sorry for that. Not all people stay. So people, sometimes we need them to stay on here, and sometimes we don't have this chance to let others stay on here. Okay, your true love's coming. Your true love is coming. Okay, I mean, this is clear, that can sing both high and low, peace in public and in secret. I will stay singing, okay, to you in public, sorry for that, in public and in secrets, in front of others, and I mean secretly, closely between us. Trip no further, pretty, because she's rowing. So he told her, trip no further. Don't go further. Don't go far away. Stay close to me. Pretty sweeting. This is another addressing. Okay. Journeys and a lover's meeting. Okay. I mean, this is always journey. The journey of man. Each one of us has a journey in his life. And you know that, for example, now you are in your, I mean, you are just, I mean, 20th. You are on 20th of your age. I mean, now we spend, for example, 20 of our ages. If we looked at the 20 years we've spent on earth, then we think it is a journey. And life is going on. Everything is going on. We don't know what about these days we've spent, how we how we grew older, okay, day after day and year after year. I mean, this is life. It's journey. It's a fast journey, quick, swift one. But always journeys and a lovers meeting, the true lovers meeting. Every wise man's son doth know. The wise man means here, it refers to the mean to the heart. There was a reference. Wise man's son, the heart, always know, because after all, it's a guide. Okay, this is, I mean, the Andrew said, excellent, good, I faith, good, Toby, means that they tasted the words, okay, they received the word, sorry, well. The fool sings another song. He said, what's love? And that's a basic question Shakespeare raised. We always raise this spirit inside us, the love. I mean, what forces people to love? I mean, imagine what forces you to love this material, to love this style, to love this color, to love this book, to love this man, to love this woman, to love teachers, to love watches, okay, to love pens, to love things, to love people. I mean, what is there? What is this force or power? Okay, I mean, maybe you will ask yourself, why do we love? I mean, I will give you just, I mean, let me say, a current experience of our life. People, most of us haven't traveled to Spain, but we find some of you encourage Barcelona, and some of you encourage Real Madrid. So we don't know about them, but we love Barcelona and we hate Real Madrid, for example. Or we love Real Madrid and we hate Barcelona. I mean, this feelings, mixed feelings of love and hate. Why do we love? I mean, you find in the same family people. I mean, though we don't know about them, and nothing is in touch of our life with their lives. Well, why do we love Cristiano, not Messi, or Messi, not Cristiano? I mean, this is, I mean, there is an invisible power inside us. Okay, this invisible power pushes us towards this power of love and hate. Instinct, after all. I mean, this is always Shakespeare raised this idea or image of what's love. He said, for example, what's love? It's not hereafter. Present mirth had the present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth is a stuff will not endure. Okay. So what's love? It's not the hereafter. It's not the end. Present mirth, this is love. It's a present mirth, present happiness. Unless the love of things makes you happy, okay, this is not love. And this is in contradiction with them in Orsino, because for Orsino, love is pain. Okay, and okay, to love is to suffer. And I do remember one of the poems in the description of love by Sir Walter Raleigh. He said, what's love? It's like a sunshine mixed with rain. Love is like a sunshine mixed with rain. Love is like a toothache or like a pain. Love is like a game that no one expects to gain. And this is love, as I have been told, saying. I mean, this is one of the good lines I've ever read concerning this image that people always keep inside them. Okay, so to love is to suffer, or as a cause of suffering. This is love, I mean, for Orsino. But for those characters, like the fool, I mean, those always the fool are happy. So in order to be happy, you need to be a trivial, you need to be fool, you don't need to be serious. Okay, things like this. I mean, I mean, this is part of the image. And for that reason, there is a book which is called I think, The Art of Triviality. But there is another word for triviality as in the origin. It's called فن التفاهة. I mean, people are invited to be trivial, okay, in order to live happily. يعني دعوة إلى الناس أن يكونوا يتصرفون بتفاهة حتى يكونوا سعداء. فالتافهون هم السعداء. يعني this is, I mean, the just sometimes, I mean, it is just we laugh out of misery. Of course, this is not invitation, but a depiction. Doesn't invite people to be trivial, to be happy, you know. But this is, I mean, life after all. I mean, sorry for, and we find this in social media to present a trivial topic, a bad topic, you'll be famous and you'll get money, while those who present things which are good and useful, they will get nothing. No one will watch them. Okay. Present math, how to present laughter. What's to come is still unsure, or we are unsure of what's coming. For that reason, we all have dreams, and we all have these dream eyes to think of the future. So you may think of life after 10 years, but you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you'll meet Muhammad after 10 years, and of course our life is going to be changed after 10 years. But actually we are unsure of the next 10 years of our life. So this is what's to come is still unsure and delay. Sometimes we delay. Okay, we postpone things. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come now, invitation. Okay, the coming with the act of kissing. Sweet and 20. Good. I mean, sweet and 20, it's found here as a reference. You may find it here. The word sweet and 20 to mean either the age. Okay, you can go to the references and it can mean either the age, okay, the age, or to mean numbers. I think it's found here. Okay, sweet and 20, I mean, it's found, you can find it in your book. Okay, there is a reference for it. Sweet and 20, it means either an age. Okay, for example, sweet and 20, it means 21. I mean, you are now in age of 21. Most of you, I think now, you are in the age of 21. We expect. So you can find the reference. It means either 20 and 1, or it means what? 20 and 1 times. So the act of kissing, come and kiss me 21 times. I mean, either this means, I don't know what's the secret of this number, but maybe Shakespeare is always there because we are living in the age of 20th one. So he was expecting that Muhammad and his students will study Shakespeare and examines him closely to this, okay, profound and deep analysis in the 20th one century. So he wrote this play in the 16th century, and he said this play will not be analyzed well and deeply as I wish unless we have the dawn and the birth of the 20th one century, that Muhammad along with his students will come and analyze the text. Okay, so they need us now. Okay. Sweet and 20, youth is this tough with no endure. Okay, sometimes, I mean, the act of youth, because love has time. Okay, means when you love in your youth, okay, it's different when you love, I mean, that always we have feelings, if we listen to our feelings, and that man isn't as old as he grows up, but as old as he feels. And this is the act of being young stuff with no endure. Okay, which means that, I mean, that still its invitation that love makes people young and youth. So when we lose this glimpse of feelings, okay, everything is going to be like stuff. It's the end of things. Okay, these were the songs, of course. Uh, of course, they start then, because they are drunkards. They don't listen carefully to things. They're laughing and touching things and drinking stupid wine as they invited Marian to do that. Using their names. Thou knave, which means well, this is the same image when Shakespeare used to describe men. We aren't knaves, all believe none of us. Thou knave, fool said what? Hold thy peace, thou knave knight. It's not me who's knave. You are liar, you are knave. They start fighting and they keep fighting, and this is in the palace of Olivia, and people inside the palace are sleeping, and those are just drinking and dancing and singing, and now they are fighting. In addition to this, okay, we have what then? Who can end this? The woman with her strong personality, Maria, enters Maria. Maria said, okay, called up her steward, Malvolio, and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me. She said what? I am sure that Olivia will send her servant Malvolio to turn you out of doors, to dismiss you. If this will not happen, don't trust me, okay? And of course, Toby said here, am I not of her blood? Am I not of her relative? Am I not her relative? Televari, which means Televari means what? If you go to the reference, it means fiddle faddle. Fiddle faddle you can find there is a reference here, the same line that's written in the hard copy, not the soft one. It's called a fiddle faddle, which means fiddle faddle nonsense. What's this nonsense, lady? There dwell a man in Babylon, lady. Okay, so I am her relative. She will not do that. And I've told you before, I expected that she will dismiss them. Maria said what? For the love of God, peace, be silent, keep quiet. Enter Malvolio, so as Maria expected. Okay, Malvolio, you know that Malvolio, he believes himself that he's esteemed man, a noble servant, okay, a servant with noble qualities. For that reason, he believes himself that he doesn't do the things that Olivia hates, because that he's in love with her, so he wants to to show that he's a good man. And this is also another disguise. Maybe we don't know about Malvolio, of course. Maybe this is part of his nature, but part of it, sometimes people are changed for the sake of those whom they are in love with. This sometimes happens. Okay, this seems kind of paradox, but of course time gives it a proof. Something like this. You might think of the matter. I have no time to dig deeper analyzing each idea, but you know that I give you just headlines sometimes. Just keywords, and the details are yours, of course. Just I want to open your minds to think and speak. Okay, Malvolio said, my masters, are you mad? This is the tone of Malvolio. My masters, are you mad? Or what you are? Or what are you, sorry? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like thinkers at this time of night? Do you make an ale house of my lady's house? I think it's clear. He rebuked them. He told them that are you mad? What are you doing? Don't you have wit, manners, honesty, respect? Then he said what here in line, you can find it here, maybe there's difference between the hard and the soft one, but in this line he said, is there no respect of a place, persons, nor time in you? Don't you respect time because it's midnight and people are going to their beds? Okay, and you kept drinking, screeching, dancing, singing, and fighting then? He told them, and then fighting? Okay. Of course, Toby said, we did keep times in our couches. Snack up. Okay? He said, no, we keep time. He focused just on time. He said, this is our time because, that we sleep at noon and we have to wake up at night. So we respect our time. We drink at this time. This is our time. Malvolio said, Sir Toby, I must be around with you. I must be around with you as if Shakespeare from the context means I will be clear with you. Okay, I will tell you in a clear way. My lady bade me tell you. My lady told me to tell you. Though she harbors you as her kinsman, though she regards you, respects you as a kinsman, she is nothing allied to your disorders. But of course, she is not satisfied or she's dissatisfied with your disorders. If you can't separate yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If you separate yourself from these things and from those people, then you are most welcome to the house. If not, if you can't, you say, I can't, for example, leave this issue or matter. If not, and it, would you please look, for example, this is, the first time the article an used with it. No writer can use this except Shakespeare, because you know that it started with, a vowel, so we have an, we have in it. No, we don't have such a thing. Shakespeare to use article with a pronoun. You broke all the rules, Shakespeare. It's used with a noun, not a pronoun. Yes, anyway, just I want to attract our attention to certain, small details of grammar. And it would be, it here refers to all the things he's doing. And it would please you to take leave of her. Okay, then in this case, she asks you to take leave of her, which means to leave the house and go. She's very willing to bid you farewell. Okay, she wishes that you will leave the palace. Toby sings. Toby said, he's a drunkard. He said what? Farewell, goodbye, farewell, dear heart, since I must needs be gone, I need to be gone. The fool sings, his eyes do show his days are almost done. Imagine that now. They started to sing and make rhyme, gone and done. The Toby said, but I will never die. The fool said, Sir Toby, there you lie. Toby said, then what? Shall I bid him go? The fool said, what if you do? Toby said, shall I bid him go and spare not? The fool said, oh no, just like, this is music. I don't know how to act it, but it's, oh, no, that. You dare not. This is the act of, oh no. Okay, you dare not. Art and a modern steward. Toby said what? Art and a modern steward, which means that he started to, to feel he's angry against, the action done by Malvolio, and that Malvolio is just a servant. So he said what? And now we are left with no one but a steward, a servant like Malvolio, to come, okay, and start to rebuke us, to talk, to criticize us. For that reason, Toby said, stupefying, Maria, stupefying. Malvolio said what? Because, Malvolio is still, which means that stupefying means that they don't respect Malvolio, and they started to go on, holding the party by saying, yes. Malvolio said, Mistress Mary, if you prize my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. He described the action uncivilized rule or uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this hand, which means what? Now Malvolio criticized Maria. He said, but Maria all this happened because of you, because you kept serving them without telling my lady about their bad deeds. Okay, so once you told my lady, we don't have this uncivil rule, then you know that Maria, we feel that she's in love with Sir Toby, and for that reason love is blind. So for that reason she told him, for Malvolio, go shake your ears. And you know the act of this is shaking the ears is, I mean, very hard. No one can shake his ears. Maybe one can shake his, I mean, eyes or his nose or cheeks or lips or head, but no one can shake, I mean, just, I mean, the ears, which, I mean, this is an act of impossibility. Okay, just like when someone say, let me, for example, bath in this material, or let me do this, I say, shake, go and shake your ears. Okay, but this is so not having God willing. Okay, Maria said, what? Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Means that Maria, of course, you know that she is shrewd also, and she has a devilish mind sometimes. She's very witty. She said, sweet Toby, sweet Sir Toby, which means that she respects Sir Toby, though he's doing a bad deed. She said, sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Just I want you to be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the court is okay, the course was today with my lady. Okay, I mean the youth of the youth sort of the council, which means whom? Vielle in form of Cesario. She's much she's much out of quiet. I mean, this we feel that, I mean, this is another act, that what's the reaction of the visit paid by Orsinio's messenger Cesario to the court, to the to the palace of Olivia, is that she's much of a quiet, because, I mean, that there is something that moves her, shakes her, and this we believe that. Okay, for Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. As for Malvolio, don't worry about him, leave him to me. If I do not gull him into any word and make him a common recreation, do not think I have wit. I mean, that is clear from my body language. Okay, if I will not gull him, okay, if I will not make him hate his life, okay, and depict him in the worst image that any man can face, okay, and makes him hate his life, then don't think I have wit and I am Marianne. Enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it. And now Maria will put a plan to hurt Malvolio, and we are waiting as readers for this plan. It's just like the same plan that's put by Hamlet for the play within a play. So we have as if this is a play within a play, but it is in another way. Okay, Maria said, Mary, sir, sometimes he's a kind of Puritan. Okay, Mary means here, I mean, okay, sir. Sometimes he's a kind, who is he? Malvolio. He's a kind of Puritan. Puritan, there is, I mean, a philosophy. This is a very key word, an important one. It is called Puritanism. Puritan means what? Conservative. I mean, to stick to the traditions and rules, okay? And very conservative, or Puritan, it's called, very important word, keep it in mind. Andrew said what? Oh, if I thought that I would beat him like a dog, but I don't know, because you know that Puritan means he will not do things which he believes against the law of heaven, like, for example, drinking, listening to music, dancing, all these things, Puritan. So, but I don't know, Andrew said, if I thought that I would beat him like a dog. Then what do we have? Toby said, told her in the tongue of the readers, because we as readers, we want to know what will Maria do to Malvolio, what she will do, okay, or what will she do for him. Toby said, what will thou do? Which means, what will you do? Maria said, I will drop in his way. I will drop, it means I will skip, I mean, I will leave, I will throw. In his way, I mean, and it's clear, I mean, okay, in his, I mean, where he guides his steps, or usual. I will drop in his way some obscure, okay, epistles, which means what here, the word, sorry, epistles, I mean that this is letters, epistles of love, which means letters of love. He reminds us of Shakespeare's the deception of the love letter, or the letter of love that's used by Hamlet. It's of course true, but it's also a means for an end. So others will doubt that Hamlet is really mad because of Ophelia's love. The same here, but in a different way and in different style. So maybe the technique Shakespeare used in Hamlet's tragedy is the same like in a Twelfth Night comedy, but I mean in a different way. Okay, epistles of love, wherein by the color of his beard, the shape of his leg. I mean, I will write in the letter, for example, oh, I love the color of your beard, which is, I mean, we don't know, maybe it is also yellow, and the shape of his leg. Okay, I like your, for example, long legs, something like this. So she will give in the letter a full depiction. Okay, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, the forehead, the complexion. He shall find himself, she said, he shall find himself most feelingly personated. Okay, I can write very like any. I can write very like my lady, your niece. I mean, my handwriting, I can imitate my lady's handwriting. Okay, on a forgotten matter, we can hardly make a distinction of our hands. It's very hard, for people to distinguish between our handwriting. I mean, of me and your niece, your Toby's niece. I mean, Olivia. Toby said, "Oh, excellent." So he agrees with her. I smell a device. Of course, Toby said, he shall think he completes the plan. He said, he here, Malvolio. Malvolio shall think by the letters, which is epistles, by the letters that you will drop, that they come, which the letters, the words. Why they here? Because the letters, the letter is a group of words. So they here refers to the words, because it's one letter. The words come from my niece. This is what he. So now we as readers, we know that they will write for him a letter of love, describing him in details as for his appearance, deceiving him that this letter and these words come from whom? Sir Toby's niece, Olivia, the Duchess, and that she is in love with him. This is very hard. He's going to be deceived, and always deception and love. This is the hardest thing for Shakespeare. For that reason, Ophelia, she said, I'm the most deceived. When people are deceived, when people deceived others, some people deceived others that they are in love with them, but they are actually not. This is, very hard sometimes. Okay, deception and love. So, okay, Maria said, my purpose is indeed a horse of that door. Which means what? My purpose is indeed a horse of that color, sorry. We don't know now the color, but later we'll find, which color is it, yellow, blue, okay. But imagine that my purpose is indeed a horse of that color. Endo said, and your horse, you know that Endo takes things in a stupid way. So he will say, and your horse now would make him an ass. The word ass here means what? Donkey. So you are a horse, and that though he behaves like a noble servant, but your horse will make him an ass, donkey. Okay, so you are a horse and he's a donkey, you'll make him a donkey. Of course, now Maria told them, for this night to bed, and the dream on the event farewell. Okay, she asked them to go and bid farewell to each other. Good night, good night. Now we have scene 4, which is going to be explained next.